Okay, let's see how much I remember about this game. Investigate signal. I think I can use more people.
Area exhausted.
Fraction info. Okay. Parts cart. Yeah, I blew up some of the stuff in the last fight. Okay,
Scanning area.
we want to be moving that way. Investigate signals a bit farther. See what they say here.
The dark infection, pathogen Xeno71b, is a mutagenic infectious compound. Unlike most diseases, this pathogen is able to infect any biological material it comes into contact with, regardless of how alien. Furthermore, it is able to assimilate surrounding material into its biological matrix. Living flesh and technology can become fused, both physically and in function. Given enough time, an infected starship will become a unified entity of biomass and circuitry, absent of any crew. The abominated ships exhibit a basic understanding of the systems and technology they have assimilated, suggesting a form of intelligence. It is known the infection source originates from the dark entity, but it is not clear if the self-preserving intelligence is inherent or telepathically communicated by the dark entity.
Okay, cool. Don't get infected. I could use a I could use a shop.
Added to cargo hold.
Kinda wanna eat your brains! Hey, space! Only I can hear you scream.
Battle wagon mode activated.
Надо за батарею.
I'm gonna wear your skin like a suit.
Signal detected. Resource acquired.
What? Investigate signal.
Battle wagon mode activated.
By the endless void in a chicken basket! Look how the infection has replicated itself on inanimate material like that! I am going to disable the ship's weapon system so you, trigger-tickling simpletons, do not obliterate this precious sample opportunity for me.
Carl, I'm going to rip your tin head clean off. Turn the weapons back on this instant, or so help me, I will kill you twice over.
What kind of buffoon do you take me for? These samples are totally dormant, even with all this nearby transport traffic. As much as I despise concurring with Admiral Patches, he does have a point. The Dark Puppeteer has been long since destroyed. There is less than absolute zero risk to the ship. Now please, lay in a course next to the infected asteroid so I can perform a battery of scans.
I guess limited trust should be used.
Fuck me right in the aft. I am so sick and tired of being chronically correct. Carl, weapons, now!
This makes anti-sense. It is reacting to our presence somehow, despite being absent of any neurological activity. A dozen ships have passed through this region. How do we differ? There must be some sort of catalyst for this reaction.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Weapon access code accepted.
Not even an idiot would put that password on his luggage. Thankfully, Carl, you are a rare breed of idiot. Elsa, we are weapons free. Transferring power, acquiring targets now.
I want everything within a parsec of here to be rendered to dust. Destroy anything that moves. Use the ship itself if you have to.
shooting in the streets. Okay.
Carl, do you even have the slightest clue of the privilege I have bestowed upon you, allowing you to exist aboard my ship, under my order? If only I didn't need someone that knew anything about the infection.
Oh, what is the point? I guess this is all my fault for letting you off the leash. You know, I really was starting to think we were finally past all this apocalyptic insanity. Why now? After years of no contamination, why here? Why ever so perfectly orchestrated for our arrival? This just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, maybe not the best place to have a conversation. Let's be sure we only make one mistake here today. Helm, take us out of here!
Okay.
Judging by the expression on your faces, it would appear I'm about to be the recipient of some violence. It should be noted, however, that this may all be an emotional overreaction to a threat now nullified by the ship's ordnance. That may very well have been the last we see of the infection. It is expected we would find some lingering residue eventually.
Residue? So what now? Just forget it all happened? Sure, I was wrong, thinking the infection was over with, but now we know otherwise. That fault is on me, my bad, but are we supposed to forget that you castrated the ship to satisfy your own interest? Carl, you have an admiration for this filth, and I'd say the thing feels the same way about you. Why else did it react the way it did? For all we know, you've been corrupted already. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You are a liability, and you are gonna get us all killed.
That's enough. Ambient babysitting is one thing, but I won't have you all disemboweling each other at a time like this. Get along. That's an order. Carl, you have your samples. I want to know what we're dealing with. Find me some answers. Jameson, I need you to start prepping the mothership for war.
If it took us this long to find an infection candidate, how long do you think it'll take us to find the next one? We just don't have the manpower to scrub the galaxy clean of infection. Elsa, if we really want to make some progress, we need some allies we can delegate to.
Great. I know where this is going. I was hoping we could steer clear of this childish faction feud. One UTA was bad enough. Now we have half a dozen sides to this bloody war, not including our sticky problem.
I'm not one to get involved in politics either, but our backs are up against the hull. We're gonna have to pick a side and play nice for the time being. Weeb hacking for leads is no way to fight a war.
Game saved. Area exhausted.
Join a fraction of your choosing.
Added to cargo hold.
Let's get some more signal.
As humanity saturated the cosmos, new means of communication and documentation needed to be invented. While warp gates were a surefire way to transport matter, it was not very economical for communication needs. Without the forces exerted by solid matter, transmissions got lost in the warp stream, arriving late or being relayed to a random gate. Some worlds adapted warp beacons as mail carriers, but these often got raided by bandits or converted into spam bots. As the population continued to expand, so did the vast distance between worlds. While each world keeps a record of their own occurrences, many of the founding worlds have been destroyed, along with the rich history they once knew. Significant events such as the discovery of Res remain rooted as common knowledge. However, it is impossible to determine exactly when these events may have occurred or for what duration.
Okay.
Map updated.
Now that we're making a name for ourselves, for a second time, we should be mindful of our reputation. Everyone is on a razor's edge out here, and bad rumors can spread faster than the infection itself.
It should be noted that all wings, noses, and engine modules have onboard weapon systems. Lasers tend to nullify shields. Projectiles excel at displacing armor, while explosives can shred a ship's hull apart. Now, of course, these are not rules written in carbonite. The void is full of exotic weaponry for us to play with. It would be wise to familiarize yourself with these weapons, as well as what sort of damage output they specialize in. Mother Nature is a cruel and merciless meat grinder, and the infinite void does not differ. Unless you want someone drinking their Hefeweizen out of your skull, you should leave your fluffy comfort zone and learn as much about this horrific existence as possible. I have prepared a series of extracurricular activities I demand you complete with haste. If the gift of knowledge, experience, and adaptability are not enough for you, there will also be candy. In theory, you can bend wavelengths of light to create an effective cloaking field. This theory is utterly moronic. In practice, I have devised a method to instead bend darkness. How can I be the only one that has come to this determination?
Okay. So now faction info will be interesting.
Yeah, cool, man. I read you.
Scanning area.
Who's this? Hydra. So these are captains and these are faction next previous. They have war with this one and their nurture. Okay, I want to join this one. But firstly, let's move here. Let's kind of get some people and move to sell stuff.
Human history is riddled with examples of reoccurring themes, throwbacks, revolutions, and revelations. One such reoccurrence is the use of colorful metaphors to heighten one's emotional resonance. While it had been commonplace for even kindergarten children to swear and curse for nearly a millennia, it has recently become taboo. The Anti-Potty Mouth Initiative is a communal-funded program aimed at refining the human language, while increasing speaking efficiency by removing filler slang. The initiative overall has been very successful, while the proposed gore and violence reduction program has not received a single vote. The Friends Don't Shoot Friends in the Face program is not even expected to make it to the voting phase.
Trade. What I need is 2 right wing stuff. I bring with only 1. Require level 10. Great. That was stupid. We have those on the left side. We have those 3, or this one at least, left. Right. Okay, so those 2 don't really do much. Okay, I'm still missing 1 right stuff.
Extracted.
Hey, we're chicken! Thanks, you're the best, you really are, yeah!
Battle
Okay.
Game saved.
Okay, I guess that's the capital. Visit junkyard. Okay, so right mouse button on okay. And the rest are all junk parts, unless no, I can't put one there. So having two engines is not economical.
Battle wagon mode activated.
Game saved.
Okay, what can we upgrade? Right wing is the stronger wing, so let's see what we can upgrade there at the 1200. So right wing, no. We can get to a right wing. Another missile, and for the front what do we have in the front? Something with very short range. And 1 DPS. I would prefer something with short range but high DPS. And this destroys shields. Yeah, let's trade. Let's check this out.
Wagon mode activated.
We may have a galaxy-wide shortage of res, but we certainly don't have a shortage of poor saps combing the void looking for more. All the potent res fields have been catalogued, yet every so often someone finds an oasis of the stuff. It's not exactly legal to be harvesting it without the proper drilling equipment, but who's enforcing that? Exactly. We might as well drop in and take our pound of flesh too.
Target locked. Obliterating. Engaging. Engaging. Target locked. Obliterating. Engaging. Target locked. Obliterating. Engaging. Target locked. Obliterating. Target locked. Obliterating. Relay point engaging. Target locked. Obliterating. Engaging. Engaging. Target locked. Obliterating. Engaging. Target locked. Obliterating. Target locked. Obliterating. Engaging. Target locked. Obliterating. Babysitting duty. Engaging. Target locked. Obliterating.
Okay. This is not moving me forward. I
Carl
have
is out sick today. This unit will now distribute the quota of condescending and hurtful remarks. Your mother's mass is greater or equal to the average mass of a red giant. Ha, ha, ha.
and built incentives. Interesting. Those
John, I wanna eat your brains.
You taste kind of yum.
Battle wagon mode activated. Engaging. Engaging. Why use your hands? That is like a baby's toy.
I'm gonna drink the marrow from your bones.
Target locked. Obliterating.
Gloves? Not like helmets. For your fingers.
Okay. More energy. More energy. More energy. More energy. Breakfast. So now, if I go to assembly mode, and then I go to where's the auto assemble? Where's my second pushy element? Okay, and how about you? Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. Let's go to Star Map and see what else can we do.
Game save.
My hands feel like two balloons.
This here bandit hives work like bees. They send out them worker ships, raiding for supplies. The nectar returns to make the hive mighty. If we go risk getting stung, we can nab some of that honey pot.
Let's visit Junkyard. see what we can trade. Yep, that's what I like. And perhaps some cores, matter cores. If I were to... What's this E here? Equipped. I don't care what's the difference. Let's trade it in. Let's see if we can still upgrade our nose. Yes, we can. Okay. I should sell people.
Resource acquired.
Let's join a fight with the green guys.
Hey, but chicken! Thanks, you're the best, you really are, yeah!
Battle wagon mode activated. Engaging.
Only I can hear you.
Okay. Take all. By the way, our hungers. Okay. I have GIMP here, and the GIMP is this one. Okay.
Game saved. Added to cargo hold.
See what's happening around us. Will we get there in time?
How can I help you? Nice, thank you.
Battle wagon mode activated. Relay point
F-target blocked. Obliterated. Engaging. Engaging.
Okay, that seems fine.
Game
Let's see what we
saved.
can gain here. What knowledge lays for us, waiting for us.
It is impossible to say for sure where the dark entity came from. Some believe it existed before time itself. Others believe it is responsible for maintaining the precarious cosmological constant through its will alone. Regardless, it is now known that the resource Res stems entirely from this creature. While the entity cannot normally be physically observed, it does have direct effect on the universe around it, flooding space with Res. The function of Res serves to attract technologically advanced species toward the creature, where they can then be corrupted by the dark infection. Extracted.
20. This is like that we will be able to soon ransack. Let's go and trade. What we want to do is get rid of people